I love hearing young speakers because they're always so enthusiastic about what they have to say. Which reminds me, I wanted to take a minute before I get started just to thank again the volunteers and the sponsors to make that make this possible today. So go ahead and give them a round of applause real quick. I have a couple seconds before everything starts. Without them, none of this was really possible, and gives me an opportunity to speak about three little words that I want to get started. It's called Be Here Now. They're simple words, but very, very powerful. And what I'd like to do is share with you a story about my last 10 years as I started in business, and really what's come as the culmination of trying to figure out how to blend perfectly my business life with my personal life. I'm going to do something, I'm going to open up my personal life, and this is something I've never really done in public before. I keep it very, very private. A few years ago, this started about 10 years ago when I had my office over here in Ybor, just down 7th Avenue. And I decided after a few years of nobody showing up in the office because all my clients were all over the world, that I should go and have my office in the house. And the first thing I found out was it was very difficult to do that because I had a toddler at the time, and she would just come up and want to play all the time and get on the keyboard. And then I figured out that, hey, you know what? Maybe if I took time to be more productive with the time that I had and sit there and focus and do like 10 or 15 minutes work or work up to half an hour, 45 minutes work, literally setting a timer to do this, that I'd be able to go out and play with my daughter and still do all my work that I needed to do. So I worked on my productivity, but what happened was I ended up working a lot longer because I was at the house, right? Those 8-hour days turned into 10-hour days. That turned into 12-hour days, 18-hour days. And then fast forward a few years later, and I've been focusing on the productivity so much that I could get a lot done at work. I moved into another office this time. But I was still missing out on a lot of little things that were happening at the house. Missing out on those important moments because I was not focused on what was going on. Being a technology entrepreneur, I was always connected, cell phone, iPads, tablets, computers were never more than just an arm's reach away. And so what would happen is I would lose those important moments that were there. Now here about 7 weeks ago, I had a moment that really changed everything. You see, my wife is over there somewhere, right? And my son was born. But what happened was we delivered on the way to the hospital. So I had to deliver my son in the front seat of the car. So if you want to talk about three words again, be here now, that totally changed everything, right? So what happened as I'm driving in the hospital, it's kind of, getting crazy. My wife is getting a little loud over there in the passenger seat. I have the other two kids in the back seat, right? They're not used to my wife screaming. And I'm freaking out, but on the outside, I'm kind of calm. I was like, I need to focus because we need to get there, right? And then I'm trying to come up with all the decisions. Hey, do I run the red lights if they're there, right? Luckily, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, so there's not a lot of people on the road. And I'm like, do I need to pull over now? Is it time? No. Keep on going. We didn't quite make it. We made it within a mile of the hospital, just to let you know. But we ended up delivering on the other, on the side of the road there. And as I'm sitting back trying to figure out, how did I do this? I'm not an MD, right? I didn't go to the hospital. I didn't go to the college to study medicine or learn how to deliver babies. So how did I do this? And it really came down to those three words again. Be here now. Because I realized that if I focused on the task at hand, focus on be here in the moment, right now, that really there isn't anything I can't accomplish. Especially when my children are involved, right? Because, think about this for a second. Delivering the baby, that's cool and that's awesome and that's an unforgettable moment. Trust me, right? But if my daughter was in a burning building, what would I do? If the only way to get there was to cross a little 2x4, would I be able to do that? Absolutely, because I could focus on the task at hand, saving the child. So what I'd say to you, everybody else, as the entrepreneur, as a business person, as somebody who goes to work, as someone who has a personal life, you're one and the same. But Be here now. Be in the moment. When you're at work, focus on your work. When you're with your families, with your loved ones, focus on your loved ones. Those moments don't go away. Thank you very much.